Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Virtual College Exploration for all North and South Carolina students, sponsored by the Carolinas Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admissions Officers, more commonly known as CACRAO, and our partner StriveScan. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. And this is just one of many sessions happening, so be sure to check out the full schedule at CACRAO.org, CACRAO.org. This presentation is being recorded and will be available in about a week at the same website, CACRAO.org. I'd like to now turn it over to our presenters. Thank you so much.
Well, hey, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. My name is Terrell Moore, and welcome to this University of South Carolina virtual information session. Again, thank you so much for taking the time to learn a little bit more about the university. Myself, I am going to be a presenter, and also Donald Washington will also be presenting. As she said, please use that Q&A function if you have any questions. Peter, Paul, and Charlene are both admissions counselors for the University of South Carolina, and they are going to be in the chat for you guys to answer any questions that you might have. So that's a little bit about us. We're going to talk a little bit about the university, some of the admissions, things, and everything in between. And so, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, there we go. So a little bit about Columbia. We're considered a mid-sized metropolitan city of about 130,000 people. And as the state capital of South Carolina, it is the largest city and has the ideal mix of big city life, small town charm, and thrilling outdoor adventures. Columbia is centrally located in South Carolina and is about 1.5 hours from Charlotte, North Carolina, and about 1.5 hours from Charleston, South Carolina. So you have a great access to both beaches and mountains. However, students don't have to leave Columbia to have a rich off-campus student experience. For the second year in a row, Columbia has been recognized as the third best city on the 10 best college towns list for livability.com. Centuries old college city that we've continued to grow and give rise to fresh perspectives. And whatever your interests are, you will find that in Columbia with many different amenities, including restaurants with the Southern cuisines, many concerts. I don't know if you've known this, but Beyonce and Jay-Z came to the university. So you have to be big if Beyonce and Jay-Z comes. And then we also have festivals and many museums as well. Thank you. So the University of South Carolina's campus is situated in the heart of downtown Columbia, but still manages to have the feel of a traditional college campus. There are no major streets that run through campus and plenty of green space and southern charm. Overall, the school occupies 480 acres of urban landscape and has 6.1 million square feet of academic and research building space. The university was founded in 1801, and since then, the city has grown around the campus. The most historic part of campus is the Horseshoe, which is centrally located and has a quad-like feel. You can find students studying, playing Frisbee, or eating lunch out there. This space is listed on the National Registry of Historic Sites, and the University President also resides in one of the original buildings on campus. While students can bring a car, USC is not a driving campus. Most is only accessible by foot, so you have plenty of space to walk. You don't necessarily have to drive to get anywhere on campus, which is really nice. The newest buildings on campus have been constructed to meet strict LEED certification standards, and more than 70 university buildings are listed on the National Register for Historic Places. Our weather has an average of 65 degrees, so if you have those heavy jackets, of course, leave those at home. And then we have an average of 222 sunny days per year. And we are also one of the 2 universities in the state of South Carolina with a Carnegie Foundation for Highest Research designation. And this means that we have faculty who are doing cutting edge research and getting significant amount of federal funding for that research. For our academics, we have over 100 different majors and degrees on campus. So we truly do have something for you, whatever you're interested in. And we are also a Carnegie Tier 1 research university. And so like I was saying, there is a lot of research opportunities, and many of our students can jump into those labs as soon as they step on campus as a freshman. Something that's really nice about the university is, although we are a larger institution, we have a 17-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So you still have a way to make your larger campus feel a little bit more personalized and intimate. Of course, you're going to be in a little bit of a larger classroom setting when you're in your freshman year with those regular gen ed courses. But as you go through your program, you're going to be getting a lot smaller of a class size. So for our student success, we have many different opportunities for our students to really gain all of the skills and things in order to be successful in both college and in life. So for our first year as advising center, coming to college as a freshman, there are many different things that you just don't know as a freshman. And so, getting that time management skills and all of those things are going to be essential. And so our first year advising is going to be crucial for you. They're going to have all of the resources to make sure you stay on top of everything, make sure you get all of the things that you need in classes and those certain dates that you're going to need and everything else in order to be successful. Also, our Student Success Center has the tutoring, success consultations, and career counseling that help you figure out what you need in order to be successful at the University of South Carolina. We also have career counseling. So, figuring out what you would like to do once you graduate is going to be essential. And so we have many different officers on campus to help you figure out what you might be interested in, what the different opportunities are for you once you do graduate. And then also there's going to be opportunities for internships as well, because, learning what you want to do is nice, but then you have to also go out and learn a little bit more about it in the actual internship setting. So that is something that we offer for our students. And then the Office of Pre-Professional Advising is another resource for our students. We have many students that would like to go into the med field or law field. And so our pre-professional advisement helps those students figure out that track they want to do, and then also, gain all of those classes. I apologize. So learning beyond the classroom, internships is going to be crucial for you in order to gain that extra skills and those extra knowledge. Of course, you're going to be gaining a lot of that information in the classroom about the major, everything that goes into it. But then, of course, going into the internship and then gaining those hands-on experience is going to be very important. We have internal programs and resources that help you identify those internships. And then our colleges and schools also have internships that they offer to their students as well. So that's going to be a big plus. Study abroad is another thing that we heavily emphasize for our students. Maybe not so much this year, but in years in past, and of course in the future. We have many different countries that partner with us, where students have the opportunity to go learn in those countries and have that cultural experience, and then gain those classes that they're going to need for their major to come right back whenever they come back on campus. We have a whole office that allows our students to figure out what different countries they would like to go to, the different classes that they offer, and then just the best fit for them. As I said, undergraduate research is very important for us because we are a Carnegie 1 institution. So being able to research is essential for many of our students. Our Office of Undergraduate Research can help you figure out what you would like to do, whether it be cancer research, marine biology, whatever it might be, and they can help identify those faculty or staff members that are doing that research on campus for you guys. Leadership, of course, is very important. So many of our students get involved in leadership through clubs and organizations, as well as finding places around the city of Columbia. to get into those leadership opportunities. And we have all of the resources to help you find that as well. And then finally, of course, service learning, getting involved in the community, getting involved in community service, and just really serving your city and your students. And then Carolina Elite. These are going to be our programs that are offered outside of our general admissions to the University of South Carolina. These are going to be the Top Scholars South Carolina Honors College and Capstone Scholars programs. All of these are going to be taking those extra steps. The South Carolina Honors College is a 4-year in the classroom intensive program, and it has a supplemental application to it. So it is not going to be something that is on our regular application, but it's something that you actually apply extra for. These students have the opportunity to take those extra steps in those classrooms to really gain that extra intensive material. These students have many resources such as their own residence halls, their own classes. They get to kind of build their own curriculum, and they have many different resources that these students can only are able to take. Something that's a big perk for the South Carolina Honors College is that all of their classes are going to be smaller, and they are also going to be more discussion based. So it's going to be talking with that professor, talking amongst the students, and really just throwing ideas out and learning together. The Capstone Scholars Program is a program that, unlike the Honors College, does not require a supplemental application, and your general application puts you into consideration for it. It has many amenities that the Honors College has that are similar, such as their own residence hall resources, classes, academic advisors, and more. But this is going to be a 2-year program for your freshman and sophomore year, and it's more to get you more well-rounded as an individual and gain more leadership skills. So these students are going to be involved in leadership positions on campus, and they do a lot of things in the community, research, and all of those other different things. And now I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Donald to further discuss more about the university.
Okay, maybe you guys can hear me now. I apologize. So like Terrell said, my name is Donald Washington. I am one of the undergraduate admission counselors. And I will go ahead and talk to you guys a little bit more about student life as well as how to get to the University of South Carolina. So we have over 500 student organizations and clubs, some of them being our student ambassadors, or even our multicultural outreach student team, which they work closely with our office with that initial contact when we're recruiting students. They're coming in for campus tours. This is a really great opportunity to really, hit the ground running, working with the university head on. We also have skydiving clubs, things like student government. So as Terrell touched on before, that's another way to just show that form of leadership. Students have a lot of opportunity at the university to really gain those leadership experiences. We also have a group on campus called the Carolina Productions, which is one of my favorite groups personally. This is the group that brought in Beyonce and Jay-Z, as Terrell mentioned before, other artists like Carrie Underwood, Darius Rucker, different comedians hosting different concerts, other special events, movies. We also have our Spanish club on campus. So one highlight, we are recognized by the Higher Education Excellence in Diversity Award, which is our HEAT Award. Because of our multiple programs that we do offer for students in different groups, we have been deemed as an overall diverse campus. Also, we do have dance organizations on campus. So for students who are interested in maybe dance or theater, and you don't want to take it up as a major or minor, you can definitely get involved on the club level of those things. We also offer things like our daily Gamecock newspaper, Garnet and Black magazine for students who are interested in production that way. Multiple honor societies like the Carolina Judicial Council. And we also have our Carolina Service Council, which hosts our dance marathon, as well as our Best Buddies program. On campus, we do have fraternity and sorority life. About 27% of our student population is going to be Greek. So it's not a strong program. We're not do or die Greek school. We have about 35,000 students that are a part of our undergraduate population. So 27% is definitely going to be on the minority. We also have a beautiful and fairly new Greek village for all of our fraternity and sorority life organizations. We have 46 Greek organizations, including social, service, and honor fraternities. Also on campus, as far as student life, you guys may see pictured down below our Olympic-sized swimming pool that sits outside of the Strom Thurmond Fitness and Wellness Center. That is going to be our campus rec. This is where students can have the opportunity to get involved with intramurals, any type of club sports. We do have the state-of-the-art fitness center, like I said, the Strom Thurmond there, which includes not only that Olympic-sized swimming pool, indoor and outdoor, but we also have a rock climbing wall, indoor walking track, racquetball courts, basketball courts, you name it. I'm pretty sure Strom may have it. Also with that, we offer bowling, frisbee, ultimate frisbee, lacrosse, baseball, club volleyball sports, as well as group exercise courses for students. And then we also have opportunities for students to get involved with outdoor recreation. You guys can usually rent our outside equipment, things that you can go to go to the river, anything like that. And usually this will be free of charge to the student. So a little bit about housing and dining. So there are more than 25 residence hall options on campus. Freshmen are required to live on campus, generally due to the large incoming freshman class each year. Typically, freshmen are only spending 1 year on campus, and then they're moving to our off-campus housing sites. We do offer a host of different styles of housing as far as apartment style, suite style, traditional, and semi-suite style options are available for students to choose from their first year. Typically, we do like to have our students sign up to live in a living and learning community, which the general idea for a living and learning community is really for students to just facilitate thought, use each other as resources. A lot of you guys may be in similar majors or taking the same courses, so you can utilize each other as a resource. We also want to make sure that that's like a breeding ground for any new or innovative ideas that you guys may come up with. We do have about 20 plus dining options on campus. We do have our Healthy Carolina initiatives as well. So things that come to campus on a weekly basis, like our farmers market, grocery store tours, mindfulness Wednesdays, which is just meditation, yoga and green quad, and then Mrs. Moore, former Pastides, did teach cooking classes to students. So we do have that available as well in our Thompson Student Health Center. So a little about school spirit, Gamecock spirit. We are Division I in our sports. We are an SEC school, so we definitely take our sports very serious here at the University of South Carolina. We do have great spirit no matter the sport. I would definitely say we have a great women's basketball team, but we also have huge school spirit for football, soccer, as well as volleyball. We are two-time national champs in baseball, 2010 and 2011, and then we were runner-ups in 2012. Students do get free tickets to all of our sporting events. Keep in mind for the more competitive sporting events like football, baseball, or basketball, and just competitive in the sense that a lot of students want to attend that game, those tickets do operate on a point system. So the more events you attend outside of those sports, the higher your loyalty points will be, and the more chances you'll have to actually obtain a ticket to one of those major sporting events. I would definitely say, just a personal anecdote, as a USC alum, there was nothing better than being in the student section on a Saturday night, waving your rally flag and just really enjoying the Gamecocks and Carolina pride. And then you may ask yourself overall, why the University of South Carolina? What would be my return on investment? And one thing that I can definitely say is once you belong to the USC community, you will definitely immediately begin to see return on your investment within or outside of the classroom experiences. And we can definitely talk a little bit more about how to get you guys here and become a part of the USC family. So a little bit of statistics, no matter where you guys are from, you will meet students from all over. Like I said, we have been deemed as an overall diverse campus, so you definitely will have that opportunity to see students who are different from you. The majority of our students are from South Carolina, with that number being 56% of our students being in-state. But keep in mind that that number 44% definitely shows that we have a large out-of-state population as well. We do have over 27,000 students who are represented from all 50 states. And then listed on the side are our top feeder states. I'm pretty sure a lot of you are from these states. And we do have students who are from over 100 foreign countries on our campus. So one thing that I do want to point out about the top feeder states, one of the cool things about that is that we do have representatives who either live in these states or host USC sponsored events in these states, attend college fairs in different high schools, which really makes us more accessible. So if you are from one of these states, you definitely can get connected with your USC rep through our website. It's going to be sc.edu/admissions. It's going to be our undergraduate admissions portal, and you'll see a link saying connect with us and then give you the option to meet your admissions rep. So because our commitment to diversity through outreach and programming, like I said, again, we have been recipients of that Higher Education Excellence in Diversity Award. We are the only SEC school and the only school in the state of South Carolina to win it. We've received this award each and every year since its inception in 2012. And one of the reasons why students choose to attend such a large research institution such as the University of South Carolina is because we really do have a lot to offer students in terms of athletics, student life, as well as student support. So our freshman profile, each year's class competes with itself for admission. High school core courses are going to be taken into account. We will look at the rigor and grades of those courses. That's definitely going to be our primary concern. The activities, the essay, and your supplemental items will be considered through a holistic review process, but your academics will be the most important part of our review process when we're looking at you. So last year when test scores were required, the middle 50% of freshmen presented test scores, which were within these mid-ranges that you guys see here. So we had about 31,000 students apply to us. We enrolled a little over 6,000 of those students. Like I said, the scores that you see presented here is our middle 50%. So that means that we have not only accepted students who scored 25% higher than these scores, but they've also scored a little bit lower than these scores as well. For the SAT, that mid-range was an 1190 to 1360. With the ACT, that mid-range was a 25 to 31. The GPA mid-range was a 3.82 to 4.53. I won't go into the honors and capstone profiles, but as you guys can see, those were typically a little higher than the general freshman profile. I will go ahead and note with the SAT score, this is the super score that we were taking into account from the last year's class. And with ACT, it was the highest composite score. This year, USC is test optional for the 2021 freshman terms. So if you guys do choose to submit test scores, we will actually superscore the two highest sections on the SAT, and then we will superscore the ACT if you have more than one attempt as well. So this is something that has been a little different and a little bit confusing. Now we are test optional, and we will accept SAT or ACT scores, and we will go ahead and superscore both tests. The GPA mid-range you guys see listed is on a 5.0 scale, which equates to an AB average from last year's class. The core courses requirements on the next slide are going to be the grades that we focus on primarily in the application review process. So UFSC requires that all students complete these courses listed over a 4-year high school career to be minimally competitive. Make note that we do ask for 4 math classes, which must include an Algebra 1 course, an Algebra 2 course, something that is in geometry, and then another math course that is higher than that Algebra 2 level. We do ask for 3 units of lab science, and students need at least 2 from a biology, chemistry, physics, or earth science, and then that third and additional science course just has to have one of those listed as a prerequisite course. So if it has biology, chemistry, physics, or earth science listed as a prereq, then we will definitely accept that. A lot of times students may ask us to accept things like anatomy and physiology or, AP bio. Again, as long as it has one of those courses listed as a prerequisite, we will accept that. And then we do ask that the 2 foreign language units that students have, those must be from the same language. We do ask, so if you guys do have any additional units, keep in mind we will pull the highest units, whatever makes you the most admissible. And then on our website, you guys can also check that out and see the different freshman requirements as well. So there are 3 ways to apply to the university. One is through our application, which is via our admissions website, and the other would be the coalition application and then the common application. Both the coalition and common app will allow students to apply to multiple schools that participate. All platforms can be accessed through our website, which is sc.edu/admissions. However, we have no preferences on which portal you guys choose to apply through. You will apply through the method that works out best for you, as all of the questions are the same on the applications and they all come to us the exact same. Within the application, you will be asked to select your top 2 majors on the app. Some majors are more competitive and may reach capacity, which is why we do ask for that second choice. Should we ever have to reconsider you guys, we can just automatically reconsider you under that different major. This is not going to be a double, so keep that in mind. This is just a way to really improve your chances for admission to the university. So really be sure to select a major that lies in an alternate program. Undecided is one of the top 5 major selections, so there's no pressure to really choose a major, and we do not look at you guys negatively if you guys do decide to apply to us as undecided. However, with that being said, if you guys are leaning towards a particular program, we do recommend indicating that on the application. Then the school report form. This will be completed by your high school counselor. You will enter their name and their email address within the application to send that form for you. You will be required to enter your senior year coursework in progress and upload an unofficial copy of that high school transcript within the application. When you get ready to submit your application, we will ask that you guys pay the $65 application fee or select an approved fee waiver that's listed here. So whether that be NACAC, College Board, ACT, Common App, or Coalition. If you do have any questions about obtaining a fee waiver through one of these, please reach out to your high school counselor, as they can definitely provide you with more information about that. And also keep in mind, without a fee payment or fee waiver, the application is going to be considered incomplete until it is submitted and paid for. Once you submit your application, you are required to submit one of the 3 supplemental material options, which will be in your U of SC admissions portal, and we will actually cover this in detail on the next slide. So for our test optional policy, like I mentioned, these are going to be the supplemental options that you can use instead of test scores. So due to testing interruptions caused by COVID-19 pandemic, students applying for freshman admission to the University of South Carolina will not be required to submit any standardized SAT or ACT scores for the spring, summer, or fall 2021 terms for admission. And then for honors college and scholarship review, keep in mind that some of these will continue to use SAT or ACT scores to evaluate the competitiveness of students. You do have 3 options to choose from, and we do not prefer one over the other. Keep in mind, just because we are test optional does not mean we are test blind. So you really want to choose the option that works out best for you. You will need to complete the supplemental materials form on your checklist as mentioned before. And that first option in the form is going to be to self-report any test scores from SAT or ACT attempts. You may still send those official score reports by utilizing your free score sends when you register for the test. But we do encourage you to self-report those scores you have so they are considered in on time. Only your highest super score will be considered between the self-reported or the official scores. The second option is for you guys to enter 3 alternate exam scores achieved from the AP test, IB, or Cambridge test. On our website, sc.edu/admissions, we do have that listing of full AP, IB, and Cambridge credits that we do accept as well. Option 3 is to upload a graded writing assignment from 11th or 12th grade year. When you upload this file, it should include your full name, the date that the paper was submitted, the grade that was earned, and the teacher comments on it, if available. We do recommend a paper from an English or social science course, or an essay exam, or a research paper. Additionally, the paper must be written in English language. So unfortunately, we will not accept any foreign language papers. No matter which platform you guys choose to submit your application through, you will be given access to the U of SC admissions portal. And this is where you can update us on any changes like a new mailing address or any new scores, including those that you've achieved since you've submitted your application to us. A little bit about the honors application. As Terrell talked before about our wonderful honors college, we have been ranked as the nation's best honors college for a public institution. Students must first submit their freshman application and pay that application fee in order to access the honors college application. Generally, this application will come to students within 48 hours after they submit their university application, and qualified students will receive an email of the honors college application. This process is the same regardless of what application platform you guys utilize, and test scores are not required for consideration, so students may still submit a request to gain the honors college application if they don't submit scores that automatically prompt it to be sent out to them. We do ask on the on the honors college application for 2 essays and a short answer question. These are going to be required to submit the honors application, and we ask that you submit an essay of 500 words or more. With your 2 letters of recommendation, they are required for the honors application to be considered. So, they are required for the U of SC application to be considered. So ask teachers, school counselors, or any other school officials, anyone who can really speak on you as a student in your academics, to send us their letter directly through the Common App or the Coalition application. They can send it through Naviance or any other secure electronic method. Details are provided within the Honors College application on how you guys can submit those letters of recommendation. So deadlines, when you guys start your application, you will select if you would like to be considered under the early action or regular decision notification timeline. Generally, for students who do apply by that October 15th deadline, you will be considered for early action. We do recommend that you apply when you have your materials ready, but there's one critical date to remember, and that's December the 1st. December the 1st is going to be the last possible date for you guys to apply to the university. Everyone who applies by December the 1st is considered for admission and for university merit-based scholarships. For early action, like I said, you guys must apply by October the 15th. If you do apply under this plan, you'll receive notification from us by the middle of December, and the decision is non-binding. So if you are to be accepted, you guys do not have to act on that acceptance. You have all the way until the May 1st enrollment deposit deadline to decide if you want to attend the University of South Carolina or not. Your supplemental material submission within your U of SC admissions portal is going to be due November the 2nd to be considered under this admissions plan as well. If you are interested in the Honors College, you should submit your U of SC application by November the 15th. and this is going to be for honors college or any top scholars programs. All honors materials, like the letters of recommendation, are going to be due by December the 1st. To be eligible for our top scholarships offered, which is our Stamps, Carolina, or McNair scholarships, students must complete the honors application. However, by simply applying to South Carolina, all students will be considered for all other merit-based scholarships. And then everyone who applies by December the 1st under that regular decision application plan, you guys have until February the 1st to submit any new or remaining credentials that you may have. So for example, any supplemental items, any test scores that you may need to submit to us, you have up until February 1st to do that. All applicants will receive admission notification by mid-March. And then students who have been accepted, they have, like I said before, until May 1 to pay that enrollment deposit and really secure their space for the freshman class. So this is our contact information. We do have time for a few questions right now in the Q&A chat. Keep in mind, we do have other admission officers who are assisting us with that. Thank you guys for taking the time to hear more about our admissions process, and thank you for being interested in the University of South Carolina. And then some common questions that I kind of see popping up is just questions about applying to the honors college and regular admission. So keep in mind, all students will apply for regular admission to the University of South Carolina. Depending on the scores they submit to us, they will prompt the honors application, which will come after they submit their university application, and that will be how they apply to the honors college. I also see something about clarification for sports. So generally with the system, the way the system works for sports is if you attend games that you don't have to enter a lottery system for the tickets, so things like volleyball, softball games, anything like that, tennis matches, you definitely will have the opportunity to gain loyalty points. The more loyalty points you have, the more opportunity you have to gain a ticket to major sporting events like basketball and football.
So I see a question, is an essay required for regular application? So there is a personal statement that you'll write a short essay about. And then also there's gonna be the supplemental materials for an essay option. So you could submit one for the supplemental, but there is going to be a personal statement that you'll answer on the application. I see another question. What are the merit-based scholarships? So if you're asking what they are exactly, they're going to be based off of your merit. So SAT, ACT, GPA, all of those things. We are test optional, so those are going to be considered a little bit differently. But if you would like to see the general ones that we offer and what the typical student that will receive them had in years past, you can go onto our website and then just search merit-based scholarships for either in-state or out-of-state, depending on what student you are, and it'll let you know all of the different scholarships that we offer, as well as what that typical student had in order to get it. We just like to point out that having those scores does not guarantee that you get it. It's just that the student that typically gets it has those types of scores.
And then another question I've been seeing a lot on average, just about what is our cost for attendance. So for in-state students, that cost is going to be a little around 26,000. For non-residents, it's going to be a little closer to 47,000. We also like to back that by saying that that's our sticker price. So 93% of our students on campus do receive financial aid, and over 33% of our students do receive a merit-based scholarship. For in-state students, we have a pool of in-state merit-based scholarships, and then we have a pool of out-of-state merit-based scholarships. So students are definitely getting the opportunity to really tackle that cost, whether they're utilizing financial aid or merit-based scholarships. And those full costs do include room and board, as well as tuition and fees. And then I see there was just a little confusion about the SAT or ACT scores. So students, we don't give any type of preference to students who submit the SAT or ACT score over another. The best way to really look at that is, for students, it won't hurt you if you apply to us without an SAT or ACT score. That SAT or ACT score can only help you. It cannot hurt you in any case.
One question was, if you're from Columbia, is there a requirement to live on campus? So we do require our freshmen to live on campus because we've seen that if you live on campus, you gain more love and have more of a connection to the university. So we do require our freshmen to live on campus.
And just to follow Terrell up, like I mentioned earlier, generally due to our large incoming freshman class each year, typically students are only spending their first year on campus unless, they're receiving any type of, waiver through housing, or if they're assisting with our RA program or resident mentor program. So generally students have the opportunity to go to one of our off-campus housing sites, or if they want to go home or whatever the case may be, students have that choice definitely to do that as an upperclassman.
And I see another question for applying for scholarships. Your general application puts you into consideration for all of the merit-based scholarships that we offer. So there won't be a separate application that you'll have to fill out in order to be considered for any of the merit-based scholarships that we offer.
And then there were a few scholarship questions as well. So keep in mind, on our website, you definitely can see the full listing of all of our merit-based scholarships, whether you're in state or out of state. With out of state, those scholarships do come with a tuition reduction as well as a tuition stipend. So you can see the likelihood of which scholarship you may receive. Use that with the estimated cost of attendance to really kind of get a better idea of what that cost of attendance may look like with a merit-based scholarship. All right, so again, thank you guys for your time and attention. Make sure that you guys utilize the links to the side to get in contact with us. Definitely want to put a plug there for the additional virtual sessions. So we do offer sessions outside of our information session that we hosted today. So if students have questions about things like essay writing, maybe finding their perfect fit for college, we definitely encourage you to check those out. Again, thank you guys.
Thank you everyone for joining us today. When you close your window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback that you can provide. Also, this was just one of many sessions being hosted, so please be sure to sign up for additional sessions at CACRAO.org, CACRAO.org. In about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all other session recordings at that same website, CACRAO.org. Thank you so much.